Bob Moog was an early synthesizer pioneer who invented the Moog synthesizer, which caused a revolution in the face of music. Hi, I'm Michelle Moog Kusa, Executive Director of the Bob Moog Foundation and the Moogseum, and I also have the immense privilege of being Bob Moog's third daughter. The Bob Moog Foundation's mission is to inspire people through the intersection of science, music, and innovation. And one of the ways that we do that is we have a hallmark educational project called Dr. Bob's Sound School, where we teach little kids about the science of sound. We also have a huge archive of material in the Bob Moog Foundation archives. Those two projects have come together to form the Moogseum. Essentially, what we've wanted to do was to continue that mission, but also to bring Bob Moog alive as a complex human being rather than the icon that people know him as.
It is one of the best museums that I've been to in the world, actually. We travel all over the world, been to a lot of different museums, and the interactive kiosks here at the Moogseum rival those of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm not a musician, and I still find the museum fascinating. You can walk through visually, the timelines are really clear on the history of synthesizer, the history of Bob, what he's done, and it's an insight into a brilliant mind.
He was a kind of quiet, geeky kid from the beginning. He took piano lessons from the age of 4 years old, but by the time he was 10, he was intensely interested in building small electronic hobbyist projects with his father down in their basement. By 15 years old, he was building his own theremins. One of the ways that the theremin was popularized in the 1950s is it was used in many science fiction movies. By the time he was 19, he launched a business selling theremin parts and theremin kits. In 1963, he was at a music educators conference trying to sell some of his theremins, and he met a young professor from Hofstra University, and that man's name was Herb Deutsch, and he and Bob wound up collaborating, and that is when Bob invented the Moog synthesizer. Then, of course, it was Wendy Carlos with Switched on Bach, who made an absolutely groundbreaking impact that caused a kind of shift in the public consciousness about the Moog synthesizer's use as a main musical instrument. Also in 1969, the Beatles used the Moog synthesizer on 4 different songs, and of course helped again to bring the Moog synthesizer to the fore of popular music. Then we get into the progressive rock scene with Keith Emerson, who was also inspired by Wendy Carlos. And then more recently, there's so many musicians who have used the Moog synthesizer.
Bob Moog was instrumental in both inventing and pursuing what sound can do in different forms of music. And it's enhanced the music that we hear now in so many ways. It's impossible to describe.
Bob Moog's legacy is one of innovation, creativity, technical brilliance, and human warmth. There are many synthesizer pioneers, but there's only one who founded an industry. So through the Moog synthesizer, he expanded the sonic consciousness of people all over the world.
The Moogseum is at 56 Broadway in downtown Asheville, and they're open every day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., except Sundays and Tuesdays. For more information, give them a call at 828-258-1262 or go online to moogseum.org.